Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? This is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning walk. With this inspirational morning walk. You can see me with my mask today. Have to wear my mask. I'm inside the building here. Usually on Mondays, my son basketball practice, but it is pouring outside. It's pouring outside. Can't get outside to do my walk, and I just got to do a little basketball workout today. Good morning, Renita. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, Jillian. How are you guys doing? I have to be masked up today. Good morning, Tessa. Good morning, Tessa. Yes, I got to be masked up today. I'm in a building here at my son's basketball practice, but it's raining cats and dogs out there. Can't get outside, so I can just slip this mask down a little bit in a far corner here, and we should be good. We should be good. Usually the internet is a little spotty here, but I find a spot here where it's working, so I'm going to have to just stand right here. But how was everyone doing today? How was everyone doing today? I hope it's great wherever you are. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, because I know I did. Weekend for me was all kids basketball, coaching kids basketball. So that was good. That was fun for me too. But anyhow, so just a reminder, YouTube who have not subscribed, I really would love you guys to go on there, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Usually throughout to the day, I would put the link on here. Just click on the link to hit subscribe. When you hit subscribe, there's a little bell to the right side there. If you want to get the notifications when I post anything, you can just make sure you hit that bell and that turn on your notifications. So as soon as I post anything, you will get it. You will get it if I post. As soon as I post anything, you'll get the notification that I post something there, right? All right, so let's get into it today. Let's use this internet and the quiet space I have and get this over with, right? So what I want to talk about today, is just a little kind of follow-up on what we did on Friday, right? What we did on Friday, where we're saying all things work together for good. So some things might be happening to you, but in the end, they can work together for good, right? So for the people that love him, not just, for the people that love him, they can work together for good, right? So today, what I want to talk about, there's a season for everything. There's a season for everything, right? And this comes from Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. You can get the whole thing. There's a time for everything. And I can read 3, and then we can start out with there. So it says, for everything there's a season, a time for every activity under heaven. There's a season for everything, a time for every activity. It's every activity under heaven, right? So that tells me there's a season for everything, right? Ecclesiastes was written by, I think it was written by King Solomon. From all the language and a lot of the things he said, I suspect it was written by King Solomon, right? So when he get old, he was reflecting back on his life, and he's saying, we fight up so much during life, and there's a lot of things when he get old now we realize we just don't have control of, and we kill up ourselves trying to master all of these things in life, and a lot of it we don't have no control of. So this is what he sum up in this part here quickly. I can read this part how he sum it up, right? So he said the message in this passage is poetry centers on God's ultimate authority in heaven and on earth. Humans have mastered many things in this world, but some elements of our existence are beyond our control. We cannot conquer time. God is the one who appoints every moment. That our life contains a mixture of joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, harmony and struggle, and life and death. Each season has its appropriate time in the cycle of life. Nothing stays the same. And we, as God's children, must learn to accept and adjust to the ebbs and flow of God's design. Some seasons are difficult, and we may not understand what God is doing. In those times, we must humbly submit to the Lord's plan and trust that he is working out his good purposes, right? So some seasons is going to be tough, right? And we're saying there's always the opposite. So right now, what this tells me, if you are going through a season of sorrow, of mourning, right? You're going through a season of mourning right now. This word and what it's saying, you can guarantee one thing. It's a season and it's going to come to an end, and you will be in the season of rejoicing pretty soon, right? Or vice versa, right? So this is a guarantee, right? God put us in time. He don't live in time. He live in eternity, but he put us in time. So everything you're going through, it's a season, and we as human, we can experience different seasons, right? Just like right now, we in the fall season, right? For the people like me, I love the fall here in Houston. I love the fall. It's one of the best weathers of the year. We don't have to deal with all the amount of pollen, and the nice cool weather, not the amount of heat, not the amount. It's nice, but you know what? It's going to soon be over. That's a season and come and pass. And then for the people who love winter, some people love winter, some people don't love winter. So for winter, it's going to be the great season for someone. Other ones saying, I'm just praying, forget it over with. And then when comes spring, but you see, it's all seasons, right? So we can't control the time and those seasons, right? So let's go through some of the seasons that he talked about here, right? And this is Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8. So Ecclesiastes 3, 2, going to say, there's a time to born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to harvest, right? You don't plant and harvest at the same time, right? You plant and then give it some time and then you get the harvest, right? You don't do both at the same time, plant and harvest, right? So there's a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, right? So if you're crying right now, know you got a time when you're going to be laughing pretty soon. And if you're laughing, don't be too surprised if you come a time when you got to cry, because when you go through this life, you're going to experience a lot of these seasons, because that's just how life is. But the good thing is, whatever you're going through, it's a season. You're going to experience the opposite of the season pretty soon in due time, right? There's a time to grieve and a time to dance. How much people grieving right now through this pandemic here, who lost a lot of loved ones due to the virus or for other reasons, right? You're probably in a time of season of grieving right now, but you know that grieving period gonna be over. And then you're going to be dancing. They're going to period for dance. You might get a new grandbaby. You might get a new child. You might get something where you're experiencing a life right now, a life and a dancing. You might something good happen to you, and you're going to be in a different season, right? So there's a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, right? A time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away. We got to know when to throw stuff away, when to keep stuff, when to throw it away, right? A time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak. A lot of us got to learn the one. There's a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time to war and a time of peace, right, guys? So this is a lot of the seasons here. What King Solomon saying, man, as you go through life, you're going to be going through these seasons. But one thing, his main message is, right, it's a season. And as this guy was saying, Miles Monroe was advising, he said, never make a permanent decision in a temporary problem. Never make a permanent decision in a temporary problem. What we're going through right now, it's a season. So he's saying don't make a permanent decision in a season that is temporary, right? In a season that is temporary. So you might be having a bad time right now. It cannot last. It cannot last. If you cannot find a job right now due to this whole situation, you know that's a season. It's not going to last. The time will come when you're going to find a job, and a good one too. If your business is going down, it's going in the wrong direction. How much small business is going in the wrong direction in this pandemic? Not small, big businesses going in the wrong direction right now. But it's a season. It's a season. You got to hang in there. You got to hang in. It's a season, right? Right? Some people... So, seasons, guys. We're going to experience different seasons. So I'm here to encourage some people. Whatever season you are in right now, it's not here to last. It's a season, right? And then Galatians 6:9 said, and let's not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. For in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. So if you're in a season of not having a lot right now, lost your job, whatever going on, you know the season has come when you get plenty, right? And every season is not the same, because right now some people, this pandemic didn't affect everyone, right? Some people are up and some people are down. Some people getting so much overtime that they can't handle, like the healthcare workers, the funeral home making probably record the most profits during this time, but at the expense of somebody else grieving. So our seasons vary, right? When it might be up for you, might be down for me. But he is want to guarantee us, whatever you're going through, how bad it might feel right now, what are you going through, it is a season. Just like how summer, winter, spring, fall, you got the rainy season in some countries, and then they got the sunny season. It's a season that you're going through, and that season, it got to be over pretty soon, man. That's what the word's saying. It guarantees you that it's not going to last forever, what you're going through, whichever season you're in, right? It's not going to last. It's going to be over soon. So you hang in there and ride this season out, whatever season it is. If it's a season of sorrow, you know joy is coming. If it's a season of not enough, you know you're going to come into your abundance, right? To look back at your life, you was never all the time had. You had a season when you didn't have a whole lot, and probably in a season now when you got a lot. Probably some people had a lot just before this pandemic hit, and then the pandemic hit, they don't have a lot, right? But it's all seasons, guys. So that's the one thing I want you to take away from this scripture, Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8. You could go and read it for yourself and get a better understanding, but it's guaranteeing us that whatever we're going through will not last forever. The two things we cannot control is time and change. Our bodies is going to change. Stuff is going to change. You can go to a place for a long time. When you go back, it changed. It just changed with age. Things change for different reasons. So that's the two things we cannot control is time and change. And whatever season you're in, it's going to end sometime soon. I can't tell you when, but you know it's guaranteed it's going to end. Guys, so have a good day. Have a good day today. I'm going to leave you with that, and then we'll talk again on Wednesday, guys. So there's just a season we're going through. Okay, bye.